Welcome to the Adventure Library, a place where stories from every world come alive. Whether you're falling asleep, driving, working, or simply seeking calm, these stories are here for you, wherever your journey takes you. Today's tale is about Thanksgiving, a time for family, warmth, and home-cooked comforts. But be careful what you bring home for the holidays. So settle in, get comfortable, and let us begin. This is Turkey Trouble. Chapter 1. Fall Break. Autumn had wrapped Red Willow College in its final golden days. The air was crisp enough to sting, but the sun still lingered on the stone walkways and red brick dorms, painting everything in that bittersweet warmth that only November could bring. Leaves rustled across the courtyard like whispers of paper, swirling around clusters of students saying their goodbyes. Suitcases rolled, car doors slammed, and somewhere a coffee cup hit the ground and rolled, forgotten. Sarah Price stepped carefully around it, her scarf wrapped high around her neck. Her breath made little clouds in the air as she tugged her overnight bag across the cobblestones. She had one mission today: get home in time for Thanksgiving. Her phone buzzed, half buried in her jacket pocket. She smiled before even looking. It was her mom, of course.
"Hey, Mom,"
she said, tucking the phone between her shoulder and ear while trying to open her car trunk.
Sweetheart, just checking in. You're still leaving today, right?
Yeah. I'm packed, I promise. I'm literally standing next to the car.
Her mom laughed.
Good. Don't forget to stop at Finley's Market for the turkey. I called ahead, and they've got a big one set aside. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Sarah rolled her eyes affectionately.
Right, the sacred turkey. Got it.
Finley's closes early today. Be there before 3, okay?
Her mom continued. Sarah froze for a second, glancing at the time on her phone.
3? Mom, it's already almost noon. That's like a 3-hour drive.
You'll make it.
Her mom said with complete confidence, the kind only moms possess.
Drive safe. Love you.
The call ended before Sarah could argue. She sighed, staring at the pile of half-frozen leaves near the car's tires.
Sure. No pressure.
She heaved her suitcase into the trunk, slammed it shut, and got in. The car's heater coughed to life with a puff of dust and a faint smell of pine air freshener. The radio came on automatically, and, of course, it was Christmas music.
Already?
She muttered, flipping stations. But every single one was the same. Sleigh bells, jingling, cheerful voices talking about snowmen.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
She grumbled, finally turning the radio off entirely. For a while, it was just the hum of the engine and the sound of her tires on the road. The farther she got from campus, the quieter the world became. No more students shouting across quads, no more distant laughter or rolling skateboards. Just open sky, fading daylight, and the peaceful monotony of long, flat highway. She cracked the window slightly. The cold air rushed in, sharp and earthy. The smell of wood smoke drifted from a farmhouse somewhere off in the distance.
Yeah,
She said softly.
this is better.
Her phone chimed again. A text. Eli, her boyfriend.
Did you leave yet?
She smiled and typed back.
Running behind as usual. And now I gotta pick up this done turkey for my mom on the way home.
A moment later, another bubble popped up from Eli.
Finley's, right? My mom's obsessed with that place too. Don't they close at like 3? You just left?
Sarah, sighing.
Yep. My mom already let me know about that as well. Might be screwed.
Pretty sure there's a new spot off Route 9, the Gobbler's Nest, or something cringe like that. It's much closer and cheaper. You could still pull it off if you went there instead.
Sarah chuckled.
The Gobbler's Nest? Sounds like a turkey dive bar.
But she made a mental note anyway. The road stretched on, framed by endless rows of trees, oaks and maples stripped bare, their branches stark against the pale sky. The light was turning gold, that honey-colored glow that makes even dying grass look beautiful. She slowed as she passed an old barn, Someone had hung a giant wooden turkey decoration on the door, hand-painted, smiling wide. The sight made her laugh.
People really go all in for this holiday.
A small-town radio station faded in for a moment. A host talking about Thanksgiving traffic, the smell of roasting chestnuts, the best cranberry sauce recipe. The GPS chirped, proceed to the highlighted route. But when she glanced at the map, Finley's was blinking red, closed, 3 p.m.
Seriously?
She was still 20 minutes out. The GPS rerouted automatically, flashing. Alternative route available. Sarah frowned.
Alternative route to Gobbler's Nest?
The name popped up on the map like fate, the exact one Eli had mentioned. She hesitated for a second, then tapped accept route.
Closer and cheaper.
She said, echoing his words.
Fine. Gobbler's Nest it is.
The new path wound off the highway, through narrow back roads lined with empty fields. Wind rippled through dead corn stalks, like soft applause. Every now and then, a mailbox appeared, rusted, leaning, painted in cheerful fall colors by someone who clearly loved their traditions. Then she saw it. A handmade sign nailed to a fence post, letters uneven and painted in bright red. Gobbler's Nest, 2 miles. Below it, smaller words in messy handwriting. Fresh, local, never frozen. Sarah smirked.
Guess this is it.
The road narrowed into gravel. The trees closed in, their bare limbs scratching at the fading light. The few last leaves fluttered across her windshield, spinning in the wind like slow-motion confetti. She turned down the radio again, though she hadn't realized she'd turned it back on. Christmas bells jingled faintly before fading to silence. Ahead, just visible through the trees, was a building with a sagging red roof and a flickering sign out front. Welcome to the Gobbler's Nest. Dinner is served. Sarah squinted.
Huh. Creepy.
She pulled into the gravel lot. Only one other car, a rusty pickup, sat crookedly near the door. When she stepped out, the cold hit her full on. The smell of wood smoke was stronger here, mingled with something else, something savory, almost sweet. She hesitated, looking toward the darkened windows.
Okay. In and out. 1 turkey, 5 minutes, and I'm back on the road.
She opened the door. A small bell jingled overhead, and from somewhere in the back, behind a curtain, a slow, steady thump. Chapter 2. The Gobbler's Nest. The bell above the door jingled once, a small metallic sound swallowed by silence. The shop was dimly lit, the kind of warm but not quite right yellow glow that made shadows stretch longer than they should. A faint hum came from an old refrigerator unit in the corner. The air was thick with the smell of cinnamon, dust, and something else, something burnt, like it had been left too long on the stove.
Hello?
Sarah called, her voice echoing slightly. A moment later, a man appeared from behind a faded curtain. Tall, large, gray hair wild around the edges. His apron was splattered with something that looked, hopefully, like cranberry sauce.
"Well now, howdy there,"
he said, smiling too wide.
"Looking for a bird, I reckon?"
Yeah.
She held up her phone.
You're the Gobbler's Nest, right? I, didn't know you were out here.
He chuckled, dry and scratchy.
"Oh, we're here, all right. Folks just don't always see us, you know?"
Right. Uh-huh. Well, my mom sent me for a turkey. You got any left?
The man's grin softened, but his eyes didn't.
"Well now, we always got some left. Fresh, local, never frozen. You want big, small, or a family-style feasting size?"
Sarah hesitated, glancing around. Dozens of wrapped turkeys lined a display freezer, each with a handwritten tag. The handwriting looked the same on all of them.
Never frozen?
She thought, too uncomfortable to question the man.
Medium? Just something normal. Family of 4. Nothing fancy.
He nodded and shuffled to the back. She could hear him muttering under his breath, words she couldn't make out, half chant, half inventory list. A few seconds later, he returned carrying a turkey, wrapped tight in butcher paper, sealed with twine. The paper looked old, like it had been reused.
This one's special.
I said, setting it down gently on the counter.
Picked it myself this morning.
Cool.
Sarah said, forcing a smile.
How much?
As she laid her card on the counter, he wiped his hands on the apron and squinted at an old cash register.
Cash only.
Oh,
She patted her pockets, then checked her wallet.
I only have a card.
The man looked disappointed, or maybe relieved. Hard to tell.
Well now, that's all right. Tell you what, you take it on the house. Consider it a Thanksgiving gift from us here at the Nest.
You sure? I can Venmo, or...
No trouble at all.
He interrupted softly, sliding the turkey toward her.
You just take it now. But make sure you cook it real slow. Bring out that flavor.
Something in his tone made her skin prickle.
Thanks.
She lifted the heavy turkey in its packaging, frost all over the edges, but for a moment she thought she felt a faint twitch, probably just her imagination. As she turned to go, the man added, almost cheerfully,
Don't you forget to say grace now.
Sarah froze for half a second, then laughed nervously.
Yeah, sure thing.
Outside, the cold air hit her like a slap. The lot was darker now, the kind of early winter dusk that shows up too soon. The other car was gone. She could have sworn she heard the shop's bell jingle again as she loaded the turkey into her trunk, even though she hadn't opened the door twice. Sliding into the driver's seat, she started the engine. The headlines cut across the gravel and the sagging sign. For a split second, it flickered brighter. Dinner is served, glowing red against the trees. She shivered and muttered.
Creepy. Never coming here again.
Sarah took a deep breath and fiddled with the radio knob.
Okay, let's do something cheerful.
After a burst of static, a familiar Christmas song filled the car. Warm vocals, jingling bells, a melody that almost felt safe. She smiled faintly. The soft music followed her down the winding road, steady and bright against the growing dark. A sudden rustle from the back seat made her glance in the rearview mirror. Nothing. Probably the bag shifting, she thought. Still, her fingers tightened on the steering wheel. Something about the nest lingered in the air, even as the dark road stretched ahead. Chapter 3. The Long Road Home. The sky had turned a dusky gray, snowflakes beginning to drift lazily down, soft and cold against Sarah's windshield. The road stretched before her, quiet and empty, lined with barren trees whose skeletal branches scratched the air like fingers. Sarah's fingers drummed lightly on the steering wheel.
Almost home. You got this, Sarah.
She muttered, trying to shake off the lingering unease from the gobbler's nest. Her phone buzzed. Mom.
Hope you got the turkey okay.
Sarah smiled faintly and typed.
Yes, Mom. All good. Just taking the scenic route, I guess.
Eli also sent a message.
Did you survive the gobbler's nest?
Sarah chuckled.
Barely. It was weird. But yeah, the turkey's safe.
The snow picked up, settling softly across the fields and road signs. Sarah rolled down her window for a brief breath of the crisp air, smelling wood smoke from distant houses and the faint tang of wet leaves. The scent was oddly comforting, grounding her after the strange encounter. A sudden thump from the back seat made her freeze. Her heart skipped a beat. She glanced in the rearview mirror. Nothing there. Probably just really tired, she thought. She let the radio play through the same stations, sighing. Every channel felt repetitive. She tapped the steering wheel to the melody, humming quietly under her breath, letting the familiar tunes distract her from the tension. Then, a crackle cut through the music. A talk radio host was rambling about a curious little farm out near Route 9, where some folks claim strange things happened around the holidays. Sarah barely paid attention, scrolling past the story in her mind. But something about the description made her pause, a flicker of recognition passing over her face.
Could it be?
No, probably just a coincidence, she told herself, turning back to the road. The road curved sharply, and Sarah slowed, her eyes flicking to the thin layer of snow slicking the asphalt. Another soft noise, like a shuffle, echoed behind her. She swallowed and whispered.
Okay. Nothing's back there. Just the bag.
Her phone buzzed again. Mom.
See you soon. Drive carefully.
Sarah smiled, typing a quick reply.
Almost there, Mom. Can't wait.
The city lights finally appeared in the distance, warm and golden against the darkening sky. Relief flooded her chest. Home, safe, the end of this long, strange journey. The snow had lightened now, dusting the road with sparkling white. Sarah leaned back slightly, letting herself relax. The music swelled in the car, wrapping her in familiar comfort. Her headlights illuminated the familiar streets of her hometown. The houses were decorated with soft lights, the promise of warmth and family ahead. Her stomach fluttered with anticipation, a mix of excitement and exhaustion. As she drove toward the welcoming glow of home, the snow falling quietly around her, Sarah felt a strange mixture of relief and lingering curiosity. The gobbler's nest had been odd, creepy even. But the journey was nearly over, and soon she'd be inside, safe and warm, turkey in hand. The journey behind her was long, yes, but the short road ahead was filled with the glow of home, and that was enough. Chapter 4. Home for the Holidays. The streetlights glowed softly through the snow-dusted trees as Sarah pulled into the driveway. She parked and breathed a sigh of relief. She watched the light snow fall briefly and thought to herself that she was glad to finally be home. Sarah then reached into the back seat to grab the turkey, now wedged awkwardly against the door and back seat where it had clearly shifted during the drive. Shrugging at its new position, she lifted it carefully and stepped out into the crisp winter air. A gentle wind carried the scents of pine and roasting vegetables from the house, wrapping her in the comforting aroma of home. The front door swung open before she could even knock.
Sarah!
Her mom exclaimed, arms wide.
Finally!
Hey, Mom. It's good to be home.
Sarah said, hugging her warmly. Her dad tapped her on the shoulder.
Welcome back, kiddo. How was the trip?
Long, but fine. Traffic wasn't too bad.
She replied, glancing at her brother Max, who was lounging on the couch like he owned the place.
You're like even louder than I remember.
Max smirked.
Man, did you, bring me anything? Money? Snacks?
I brought you nothing, Max. Same thing you bring to the table.
The hall smelled faintly of cinnamon and pine, candles flickering on the mantel and windowsills. Outside, strings of orange and amber lights mingled with soft white bulbs, giving the house a cozy glow. She handed the turkey to her mom, who inspected it with a smile.
Well, someone was on time after all.
Her mom said, taking the bird.
I'll let it finish thawing in the kitchen. Perfect timing.
The chill of the package lingered on her palms, but beneath it was something else, a subtle warmth that made her frown before she brushed it off. Sarah set down her bags, rubbing her hands together.
It's really good to be home.
The family settled into the living room. Max sprawled on the couch staring at his phone. Sarah sitting comfortably in the recliner chatting with her parents by the fireplace. Laughter floated around the room, light and warmth, filling the space. Then, a faint clink came from the kitchen, a metallic sound, like glass or a utensil dropping. Everyone paused, exchanging glances.
Probably just the heater kicking in.
Her dad said, though his voice held a hint of uncertainty. Sarah's fingers tightened slightly.
Yeah, probably.
She murmured, her mind briefly flashing back to the gobbler's nest. The room returned to its easy chatter, but somewhere in the back of her mind, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Mom glanced at the clock.
All right, everyone, time to get some rest now. We have a big day tomorrow.
Max groaned dramatically, but followed his parents toward the stairs, still staring at his phone. Sarah helped tidy up the last few things, then quietly grabbed her blanket and headed upstairs. Before leaving the kitchen, she peeked at the turkey, still sitting on the counter to thaw. Something about it seemed off, but she shook her head.
Good night, everyone.
She called softly, and as the house settled into the quiet hum of sleep, somewhere in the kitchen, the turkey stirred and shifted. The movement and sound went unnoticed, but somewhere along the kitchen wall, a shadow could be seen. Chapter 5. Dinner is served. Sunlight spilled across the kitchen, soft and golden, catching on the autumn decorations still hanging from the windows. The smell of roasting sweet potatoes, cinnamon, and warm bread filled the air, a comforting scent of Thanksgiving morning. Sarah stretched and yawned, rubbing sleep from her eyes. She could hear Max grumbling from the next room and the gentle clatter of pots and pans as her mom worked in the kitchen.
Morning, sleepyhead.
Mom said cheerfully, turning a dish in the oven.
We're right on schedule. The turkey's been cooking for a bit.
Sarah nodded, padding across the cold kitchen floor, her slippers squeaking against the tiles. Everything seemed normal, too normal, she thought. The sunlight gleamed off the counters, the smell of cinnamon and various other spices wrapping around her like a warm blanket.
Have some breakfast.
Dad said, walking in to grab another cup of coffee. Pancakes, bacon, eggs. It was all there, already prepared alongside the Thanksgiving feast. How Mom managed it, Sarah had no clue, but she was hungry and grateful. Hours slipped by in a blur of laughter and chatter. Table settings clinked, footsteps moved between the kitchen and the living room, and the faint sound of the game played in the background. Max begrudgingly helped mash the potatoes, Dad carved out space for the pies, and Mom hummed along with the radio while basting the turkey every hour. The house felt alive with warmth and noise, the kind that made the world outside feel far away. By noon, the feast was ready. The turkey sat on the counter, golden brown and glistening, steam rising from its crisped skin.
Perfect. Just look at that.
Mom said proudly, sliding the roasting pan forward. Sarah smiled, though a strange unease tugged at her stomach. The way the juices bubbled at the edges, the faint sound of air escaping from the cavity, it almost sounded like breathing. She blinked.
No! It can't be!
Then, the turkey moved. It jolted upright in the pan, a chef's knife somehow gripped in its wing. A head popped up from the hollow cavity, its beady eyes scanning the room. Slowly, deliberately, it stepped forward across the counter, tiny feet sliding against the surface. The family shrieked, tumbling back toward the corner, arms flailing. Max shouted, Mom gasped, Dad froze, and Sarah stumbled backward. The turkey waddled forward, hopping over rolls and gravy as if it owned the kitchen. At the dining table, it sat upright, fork and knife poised, staring straight at them. Dinner is served. And so ended one very unusual Thanksgiving. A reminder that some shortcuts save time, but others, well, they may just cost more than you'd expect. Thank you for visiting the Adventure Library. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and until next time, may your imagination roam free.